What's happening, guys? Today we are looking at building my 5 best void attack nukers. So we're going to look at void only attack champions, level 6, or yeah, rank 6 rather, rank 6, and we want awakened only, and we're going to build some of these guys out and see who has the best damage. So we're going to flip over to the optimizer. Supreme Elhan got a bit of a facelift with a new blessing. George had got a new blessing, and a few others there as well. Little Miss Annie got a new blessing. If anybody's seen my Souls video from a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, yeah, you'll know a few of these got some nice upgrades. So what I want to do, because I don't want to just take it on face value or who I think is best, what I'm going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to build everybody the same, and we're going to compare. So we're going to go 200, and we are going to, let's see, we're going to bring over a bit of a sticky note, and we're going to see who has the best number. So we're going to go speed 200, no sets, no glyphs, everything included, and whatever masteries they already have. And we're going to go for damage highest overall. So those are the rules, and we're going to see who has the highest attack damage of the champions that I have. Now, obviously, we're not going to wait around forever for these, so I will pause it here, and we'll come back when it's finished. Okay, and we're finished. So we have Elhan, and we have wow, we have 200 speed. We're setting 200 speed as the only stat on everybody that we come across. So 7.5k attack, 349 crit damage. That is pretty sweet. And if we look at this, we're coming out with the top damaging skill at at 114,000 damage, which is massive. I actually really rate Supreme Elhan. I really like her. So that is huge. So we'll put Elhan's score at 114.2k. Excellent. And we'll run through each of them. I'm just going to cut and come back through each one. But the next one we'll be running through is Georgid. So this will be fun to see. Okay, so the next champion up was Georgid. I was about to say Gregor, but it's Georgid. So again, just shy of 7,500 attack, 344 crit damage, speed 200. We have that set, and set for most damage overall on the configuration. So again, coming out with the A3 single hit nuke. So Elhan's ignores ally protect and defense and a few other bits and pieces. His ignores stone skin, and Georgid is coming out also at 114k. So he's actually in the lead now with 114.6k. So he's the highest at the moment. So that's very good. So our next champion up is going to be Alil. I'm interested to see what this looks like. He also has ignore stone skin, so let's check it out. Now we have the Bild Alil, and I'll move the microphone closer to myself. So actually, wow, his attack is really high. Naturally, his base attack is super. So he's nearly, he's at least 400 higher than both of the others, which is outstanding. So that's fantastic. Crit damage is down a bit though, we see there on this side. I wonder why that is actually. That seems strange. Do I have No, nothing. Everything is set the same. I know, because I know I was looking at him previously as giving him higher attack to boost up, because his passive increases his HP and defense based on his attack. So the higher his attack is, the higher his HP and defense is also, which is really cool. Wow. So that's the exact same no, it's not. Let's run that again. Wow, I was wondering why that was such a big difference there. So the difference between my top gear and just including equipped artifacts was the other two had 100% more damage than them, basically, at their highest. So I'll go again. Okay, so we're back with a little bit of difference here. Less attack, 7, still more than everybody else though, so about 200 more than the last two. Speed is set to 200, but there's 2 extra speed there. 313 crit damage, so it will be a bit lower, I think. And let's view it and see what we got here. Wow, okay, so his biggest attack is his A2, which is consistent with the other ones. The other ones, the A3 is the single target nuke. So 85k for the A2 is his biggest hit, putting Elhan firmly at the bottom of the barrel there. By a long shot. 85k, that's pretty poor. 85.8k. We'll give him the 0.8. We gave everybody else a point. So that is the bottom of the barrel at the moment, is Elhan, which is a shame because his kit is class. I really like his kit. So let's check it out again. So the next champ we're testing, we're not doing Nukers. Actually, let's do Nukers for fun. So Nukers for the shite and the giggles, and some good numbers coming up here. Interesting to see now what this comes out as. Okay, so his A2, which is the single target nuke, is coming out at 104,000. That's not bad. That puts him in 3rd place overall. And what kind of accuracy does that have him with? 254, so that's not bad. That's A-okay. 104.2.3k, we'll round him up. That's really good, and he also gets, guys, a 10% bonus to damage for everybody under freeze. Does more damage to targets under freeze. So 10% per person under freeze. So everybody's raving about Gergo at the moment, but if you were to combine them with Nukers there, with the turn meter control and the freeze and everything else, Nukers is a bit of a sleeper. You've seen it here first, guys. There'll be an Ice Baby Nuker team coming up. You just wait for it. Anyway, so Nukers is now in 3rd place. That was very surprising for him. Void attack champions, pretty good. Our next is going to be Little Miss Annie. I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, so Little Miss Annie coming in with some big numbers. 7,642 attack. We're all just taking the first one on these as well. Full crit rate, 339 crit damage. Holy guacamole. That is insane. So the A3 playdate. I think we found our winner, guys. I can't see this being beaten. So LMA with an absolutely insane number, 248.2k. Wow, that's nuts. So that is that's the big one. That's I can't see it being beaten. Obviously, Little Miss Annie, we have She does buff herself as well. Is that the move that buffs herself? Where are we? Okay, so attacks one enemy will ignore 25% of the target's defense. Now, Georgid's passive can kick in and do that as well sometimes. So each of them have things that can happen. But yeah, so we'll ignore 25% of target's defense, destroy max HP, and will repeat the attack if the target has both higher defense and max HP than this champion. So that could be because of the setting we have on. So she's potentially getting 2 attacks out of this, and that's why it's so much bigger. Because if we look at the configure, is it configure or battle? So general wave, target level 60, defense 2000, and target HP 80,000. So both of those numbers, and I think it's possible the optimizer has purposely kept her defense lower than the target defense, so she actually gets that double nuke. So that's actually really interesting to see there. So even if, right, let's say that's 248,000, that's 2 attacks. So let's say it's only 1 even, and that would give us 124. Yeah, 124.1. So even if she hits only once, she's still doing way more than all of the others. So that's huge. Now Georgid could do better than that with his passive kicking in. Karl could do better than this score with his passive kicking in. Elhan doesn't have a passive that boosts her damage, I don't think. Let's just check though. Ignores all of this stuff and grants an extra turn, which is important. Inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack. So that could be an extra 20% on her skill, which would bring her up actually over Little Miss Annie's 1 hit. So they all have factors that can hit once or twice, but we're all doing it on the same one. So very interested to see that with Little Miss Annie. That's an obscene number. So we're going to do we have 5 done. We'll do 5 more and then we'll call it a day there. So Initwe up next. So if you want to see the next 5 reviews, just pop on over to the next video in this series, and we'll have a look at my next 5 attack void champions and see what they can do for us. Big surprises there actually, so you're going to be surprised at what we have coming up, not necessarily at the champions, but at who the winners and losers are as we talk about damage. Some numbers really surprised me. So guys, like, subscribe, and check out the next video, and I'll see you there.